Well, tonight, reaction from inmates and their families following a riot at the Ware State Prison.
I want to make sure that my child don't die behind those walls.
A violent disturbance happened at the prison over the weekend, and inmates took these viral videos with contraband cell phones documenting the event. According to corrections officers who spoke with News4Jax, 2 officers, 3 inmates were injured, but all are expected to be able to recover. News4Jax reporter Corley Peel joins us live to show us what the inmates and their family members are saying about that riot. And Corley, one inmate that has even wrote a letter.
Kent, we have received that letter that the inmate wrote, who claims that lack of staffing and poor living conditions are some of the reasons why that violent disturbance happened. Now, the Georgia Department of Corrections says the cause is still unknown, but after seeing these viral videos, loved ones of the inmates say they want answers. For the past 4 days, videos of inmates covered in blood and a corrections officer in handcuffs have gone viral. Felicia Smith says her son is an inmate in the Ware State Prison and says the videos of Saturday's disturbance are hard to watch. What was it like seeing those videos?
It was disturbing. It was hurtful.
News4Jax obtained this letter from an inmate. It reads, "Did anyone stop and think about the reason the riot incident happened on August 1st, 2020 at Ware State Prison? This prison is understaffed. It may be 8 officers to run this 1,500-man camp at night." The writer adds, "Because of this shortage of staff, administration looks for any reason to lock us in these rooms. We had been locked in these cells for 2 weeks prior to this incident." A woman who wants to remain anonymous says her fiancé is a prisoner. She says inmates are only allowed 1 shower a week and housing is overcrowded.
They have put inmates in a room that is only designated for 2 inmates. It has been at least 4 to 5 inmates in one room.
On Monday, I spoke with a corrections officer on duty Saturday night who says the disturbance wouldn't have happened if they had the proper equipment and staffing. Sources say inmates recorded the event on contraband cell phones.
Why are there not enough officers to cover every point of the prison? Not having a unit supervised is dangerous because anything could happen.
I want to make sure that my child don't die behind those walls.
Without being able to communicate with her son because of the prison lockdown, Smith is hoping the state will create changes to make sure an incident like this doesn't happen again. COVID-19 has also created a stress inside the prison, according to family members. The Georgia Department of Corrections reported that last month an inmate killed another inmate because tensions were high because of the virus. Now, according to the GDC website, 2 inmates have died from COVID-19 at Ware State Prison. Reporting live, Corley Peel, Channel 4, the local station.
Corley, you're talking about GDC, Georgia Department of Corrections. Have they provided any updates about that incident and what happened there?
Well, Ken, I have sent the Georgia Department of Corrections a long list of questions about the incident that happened on Saturday and COVID-19 and other incidents that have happened at the prison. All they could tell me at this point is that Saturday's incident is still under investigation.
Corley Peel reporting live for us tonight.
If I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come create. Penetrate with force from the land of the lost and coming. Like Muhammad got the devil on the run. Rising like the sun, keep your eyes on the one. So on base, live to bring forth a reborn nation. Up against the norm, creating a new formation. This foundation that I be standing on his firm. Look, y'all, we must learn. No, as a people, we gon' burn in the fire. Let's join hands with the Messiah, the Lamb be Elijah. For real, I ain't no liar. My deepest desire be to resurrect the carcass. Breathe like venom, then squeeze out all the venom with momentum and skill. We'll kill Satan at will. You and I be connected, protected by Ezekiel's will for real. I can sense a mental explosion on the move as God's chosen. Proceeding in motion, we become, yes, indeed, the parts of forming. Running about of her, cause Babylon is falling. Living all in the midst of devilish anguish. His aim is to kill us all with this language. He's the mischief maker, plus he's wicked by nature, the modern mind shaper. So hey, will Jacob wake up the line? Where he's in Judah, sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Look out, I see a line. Where he's in Judah, sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Now look, for 4 days, he's been sleeping in the tomb. Fed like the zoom, no light, it's like the moon. His blood be maroon, thus it covers the earth. Crucified daily and waiting this new birth. Real, true, hurts the wicked evil doer. He knows that the future will bring a new ruler. So look, don't let him fool you with his maneuvers and wisdom. Seeking, you'll find that he uses symbolism with this rhythm. Black will represent the hesitant brains. Hit the water down the flames and sort out the remains. Everything must change, nothing stays the same. Our struggle's been ordained, so just chill, maintain. I know it's strange, but look, one came to raise us up. Farad has arrived, beware, don't self-destruct, keep the focus. The red dragon's coming with the locusts. Some don't notice, so they engage in shit that's bogus. But look like Moses, I'ma free you from your bondage, from those who oppress us. Wicked, evil, demonics. I promise that I'ma flaunt this everywhere I go. My people gotta know, so I can't hold it in no more. For real, the pressure's on and that be the fact. We gotta resurrect quick if we expect to be hereafter. Look, I can see disaster. It's all in our midst. It's the shock of the hour, man. The clock be stuck on 6.
My son is in this facility. He's been in this facility for 2 years, and it's been about 4 days I haven't heard from him. I saw it go live on the news a few nights ago that everybody is walking around, all the inmates who have COVID, and 2 inmates have died from COVID. I tried to contact them to do a wellness check on him, and I just can't get any information. So that's why I drove down today.
Where did you drive from?
I drove from Atlanta, Georgia.
And what was your goal driving here today?
To make sure that my son, number 1, don't have COVID. If he do, that he's getting the proper medical care. 2, that he didn't get hurt in the riot. If so, that he's received medical care and that he's overall okay.
What was your thoughts when you saw the videos from inside the prison?
I was very, very scared and worried about my child.
What went through your mind when you watched it?
That my son have COVID, that he possibly could die.
When you watched the riots, what went through your mind?
That they're getting hurt in there. They're getting hurt in there. If they done overtook the guards, or you got gangs in there, that somebody is getting really hurt in there.
Has your son ever talked to you about the environment inside the prison and what it's like?
Yes, he
What
has.
has he said?
He said, this place is not right. He said, it's not right. He said, they're not right in there.
How?
Far as the guard wise and the things that they're doing. Like I told him, you come down for one thing, you get what you got to get out of there, and you get on out of there,
Has he talked about anything else about not being separated during coronavirus and what?
He have not been separated. He have not been separated. The inmates that have COVID, they're in one unit and they all congregate together.
With the other inmates?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has he talked about conditions in the prison? What's he said about that?
He haven't said too much to me for the condition, but he did speak about, the food that they receive. It doesn't be enough, and, can I send him money for food and stuff like that, but as far as that's it. But he did speak about the inmates killing one another.
What did he say about that?
He's like, it's gangs in there and they're hurting other inmates. They're hurting other inmates.
And what? Just tell me real quick, what is he in for and for how long?
He's in for a simple battery and he have 5 years. And he was honestly supposed to do 75% of his time.
Okay. Any questions? Okay.
Bobby Worthy. I'm the BOBBY, WORTHY. I'm the National Judge Advocate General for the Justice League United, an organization I founded in 1998.
Okay, tell me why you're here today.
Well, as you know, I'm the one that sent out all the videos to the live feed of the inmates, and my concern is the inmates' injury. And my main concern is that they was injured, and they had cell phones. Now, in under the videos, we know that contraband, cell phones is contraband. It's against rules and regulations. Contraband rules and regulations don't overrule the law. So I don't understand how the state can come back and give an inmate 5 years for having contraband when truly I have seen none of them holding a cell phone in any videos. But the state of Georgia gives all the inmates around the state of Georgia tablets. You can do everything you can do on a cell phone on a tablet. So these guys probably was using a tablet. I didn't see none of the videos where they had actual phones. So how you going to charge them with something that you give them? You know what I'm saying? And then it was a good thing. The means was justified, and the crime should, the violation should be forgiven because of the fact if they would have never videotaped them being injured, we would have never known. Right now, we don't know if they dead. You know what I'm saying? Because the Department of Corrections locked it down, and the first thing they coming out with now is they're going to charge all the inmates. You know, the main thing that happened, and this is not just here in Ware County. It's all over the state of Georgia. I don't know if y'all got the last pictures I sent. I sent pictures of conditions of another prison that's been sent to me. They understaffed. You know, they're violating their own rules and regulations. Now, what about the punishment for that? They're taking officers and supposed to be 2 or 3 officers on the floor at all times in that guard group, and they're giving the officer the keys to go into a room, to go into a dormitory. They got 50 or 60 guys.
What was your reaction to the video that came out?
Shocked, and at the same time sad that because I know the procedures when a prison going lockdown, they can't get help until they get it under control. And it's possible they could have bled out or died, but we don't know that. The Department of Corrections is not leasing that information. They act like they're some kind of secret society or something.
Have you worked or been in a prison before?
No.
Okay. What made you start your organization?
Well, I was years ago with the NAACP. The NAACP had too many rules and regulations, and so I started my own organization where I can do what I want when I want to. Don't matter what I want.
What questions do you want answers to specific to the riot? Nothing else. What questions do you want answers for specific to the riot? Not the cell phones, the riot. Specific to that. What questions do you still have?
First thing is the inmates all right? Did they receive proper medical attention? Did they get to them in time? That's my main thing. The concerns is, are they okay? I hadn't heard anybody say anything about the inmates are fine or what. All they talking about is the guards that had got hurt. So that's my first question is, are they all right? Are they safe? You know what I'm saying? Because inside here, retaliation, we don't know what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Have you talked to anybody that was involved in here?
No.
Okay.
Not anybody that's in here, just through messages on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So they still have access to Facebook?
Yes, some of them do.
Some of them do? Okay. What have they said on Facebook to you?
Well, it's not. It was more than what y'all thought, and basically, you know, and that when I lost feed, I didn't get a response from them. That was the last message I got. So I guess that's when they got them on lockdown.
What was the last message?
Last message was that it's more than what y'all think is going on here. That was it.
Oh, okay, got it.
You know what I'm saying? So.
How many people are you in communication with that is housed here?
I can't give that up. I won't say.
Well, I'm not saying names, just like ballpark, 10, 15?
About 3.
3? Okay, 3 people that you talk to?
That I talk to, but they not now since they're
right.
down. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say?
we just need to find out what's going on and get the Department of Corrections to be held, to be accountable. You know, because like I said, the Department of Corrections, the only thing that they're concerned about is making their prison look good. And I'm dealing with the Department of Corrections. I got a call from the parole board today. And then the parole board sitting and denying inmates parole that meets all the requirements that their procedures require, meet all the requirements, and not charged with nothing violent, and they still denying the parole. The lady told me on the phone, well, we done made our decision. That's what she told me. We done made our decision. I said, well, are you going to give it to the parole board and let them, let them see what I sent y'all email? We made our decision. That's what she said. I said, well, don't worry about it. I can take it to the next level.
Okay. Do you have a card that I could have on you?
Let me get a couple wide shots.
Thank you.
Just talk about like what it's been like. Give me a kind of like a timeline from when this started to where you are now, and
Timeline for where?
you know, just what happened, when it happened, just kind of brief, kind of a overall kind of. And I'm just gonna. This is just for B-roll purposes, so.
All right. Well, the thing is, it started off when someone on Facebook sent me a message that said, "Man, did you see the prison?" They sent me a link to the prisons, and I started the prison. So I started downloading the videos and started. Since I seen the videos and watched it, I immediately started sending it out to the news media that to let people know and go, so we can record these videos before they take them down, because they're gonna take them down eventually. But we got them on DVD now. So and when I saw the videos, the first video was the two guys laying on the floor, they're bleeding. One had a hole in the side, and they were saying it was shot. And I found that almost impossible, because inside these gates, a gun would never, a weapon, a live round will never ever be carried inside that gate. It's against the law, because the fact is the inmate got a hold to a gun and he got violent crimes, and he can use that to get out. So a weapon can never go inside the gate, only on the perimeter, out on the perimeter truck and the towers. So that's when I knew they had to be shot with rubber bullets, and that's when we found out it was confirmed they were shot with rubber bullets. And that's normal when you got a riot control where they want to use less lethal weapons. But the thing is, when they shot those inmates and they was bleeding, they should have got them help and got them out of there instead of locking the prison down. The inmates could have died.
Cool.
I have a question for you. When you first started seeing this on Facebook, what did you do to authenticate if the video footage that you had seen was true or fake?
Well, and then that thought came across me. I started doing Google searches and started finding articles from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that was going on, and contacting other people that I knew that actually it was going on. And then I received an inbox message from one of the inmates.
Okay. And what make you take on issues like that, Mr. Bobby Ware, with the Justice League United?
It's my high, my crack cocaine. I love it. People get a legitimate and all this stuff, but this is my crack cocaine. This is my high. This is my enjoyment in life, holding public officials accountable for the actions they do.
Okay. And what's your name again, sister?
My name is Felicia Smith.
Okay. And so you say you came over down from Atlanta, right?
Yes, I came from Atlanta to check on my son.
And what's his name?
His name is DeMaster Hicks.
Okay. And so what do you know, have heard about this facility? I'm live on Facebook, and I see here somebody posted Ware Prison is corrupt along with all other state prisons in the state of Georgia. So what made you think, or what's your take on it based upon having a son here?
The reason I came down because of the simple fact is when I saw it on Facebook, they said that you had 2 inmates that died from COVID, and half of the inmates that's in the Ware State Prison have COVID. So after I saw that, I started calling down here, and they was rejecting my calls. They wouldn't take my calls. So I made a decision that I was going to come down here and do a well check on my son. Just make sure that if he got COVID, that number 1, that he received the proper medical care. Number 2, they had a riot down here. If he was hurt, then he received medical care. Overall, I understand that they won't let me see him, but I just want to make sure that he's not hurt. That's all I wanted. And to say that, you know, that we can't talk to our child or to not let them come, you know, to call home just to let us know that he's okay. You know, we saw all this blood and them heard of they being stabbed on Facebook. It's just out of control. You know, we know that they're short-staffed. We already know that because speaking to one of the ladies on the phone last night, I heard her tell the guard, you know, make sure you keep your keys. You know, don't lay your keys down. And like I told her last night, I don't care about y'all being short-staffed. My concern is the well-being of my child, and that's it.
Okay, now, if you, not if because you are a parent, a mother of a child in this facility, you know something happened out here, and your son was not the only one. So will you assume, notice I said assume, will you assume that none of the other parents of their children that's out here have been contacted? And if they have not been contacted, do you think the state of Georgia should have some type of law and procedure that when something happens like that, that they contact the parents?
Yes, they do. They should be responsible for contacting us to let us know what's going on. And they haven't, and I know they haven't because after this happened, I saw on Facebook where someone else's child is down here, and they haven't made a communication with the Ware State Prison. So they started calling Channel 5 to see if they would recap the story, and nobody wanted to recap the story. So my only option was to get down here to see if they'll let me know about my son and how he's doing. My other option was to contact the governor because he have the only means to get in touch with the warden. You know, we don't have those means to get in touch with the warden. He does.
Okay. Considering your son being in this facility, and with everything that's happening across the nation with Black Lives Matter, from a real world person who have concern with law enforcement, what is your opinion of Black Lives Matter and what they are doing across the nation?
I am not going to come in on that. My number one concern is my child and how he's doing and if he's hurt. That's my only concern right now.
Well, Black Lives Matter are concerned about your situation. They are concerned about others. And that's what they speak up for. Thank you very much. Bobby, do you have any concern about Black Lives Matter and what they're doing across the nation?
I would want to say this, that, you know, people ask me why at the interviews or at the thing why I never holler at the rallies, why I won't holler Black Lives Matter. I'm not going to holler Black Lives Matter until it starts mattering to us, because we got to stop doing stupid stuff that we do. So when Black Lives start mattering to us, that's when I'll holler Black Lives Matter.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wait till the next generation. Wait till the next generation. Wait till the next generation.
That's what they've been saying, you
Wait
see.
till the next generation.
There you'll find your identity.
Wait till the next generation.
We're gonna be ready to take a
Wait till
stand
the next generation.
and take control hands all along the road. Freedom and democracy, gaining moral strength, wisdom and stability. There's gonna be a victory for the common man, a vast awakening all across the land, all across the land.
The next generation.
Apathy's gonna be hard to find.
Next generation.
We're gonna select the things that go into our mind.
Next generation.
We're gonna shape our own destiny
The next generation.
and alter the face of history. All along the road, freedom and democracy, gaining moral strength, wisdom and stability. There's gonna be a victory for the common man, a vast awakening all across the land, all across the land.
The next generation.
This I want you to
The
understand.
next generation.
I ain't gonna
Wait till the next generation.
cause
This is the next generation, man.